the camera in the right place, and we will... Here we go. All right. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. This is our second game of the day. We head down to Group 6 for another match on Faroe Islands, this time between REG, REG, and BGU. REG's lineup here. Let me pull it up. Packing double Montana, all of America they can handle. 3 destroyers, Grozovoy, Kleber, and Gdansk. 4 cruisers, San Martins, Des Moines, Salem, and Moskva. All the radars in the world. Quick look at the builds. Gdansk build, yep, going guns there, not surprising. A torpedo build Grozovoy for other Shima. Cowboys Kleber running, oh, this is a unique upgrade Kleber, Zath. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Yep.
Coops Des Moines, unique upgrade there. RX-7's Salem. Yep, reload there, nothing terribly shocking. Game Things Moskva running unique upgrade and outnumbered. Prodigy's San Martin, again, upgrade, reload and RPF. Sporkhead's Montana, accuracy, fairly standard. And Danny Loves' Montana, also fairly standard. He's actually running, what is that slot 3 module?
That's artillery plotting room that extends the range of his main guns and secondaries.
Okay, so he's running both artillery plotting room modules.
Correct.
Sporkhead's running traverse and then artillery plotting too.
Correct.
All right, what do you got down south for the BGU lineup, Zach?
All right, BGU is bringing some ships we haven't seen really so far in COTS. Let's start with destroyers. Kami 666 is going to the middle with a torpedo spec Shimakaze note, not unique upgrade torpedo spec, but torpedo spec nonetheless. We've got Raphael Kenobi 9 in the gearing, heading towards A. Also, torpedo spec without unique upgrade, which feels very odd at this point. Labatso behind him in the Petropavlovsk with the unique upgrade. And Sporges 649 with the first time I've ever seen a Sevastopol in COTS.
We saw it last time, actually, a little bit.
Last season, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah, last season. Not today.
Not this season so far. We've got Divex in the Des Moines with a range mod instead of unique upgrade. Nikolai Osama in a Kurfürst with basically full secondary spec.
Whoa, look at all that secondary power.
Yeah. Yeah, odd because you typically would run the unique upgrade instead in this situation because it buffs your guns too. Wolverine in the Montana with a, I call sniper quick scope spec because of the turret traverse. A Yoshino, Inahu Kaizuka in a Yoshino with torpedo spec. He's got 20-kilometer team killing torpedoes, keep that in mind. And Iworley, the sole player on the other side of the map saying, hey guys, wait for me, in a Hayate with torpedo reload booster. Now,
I want to point out, BGU has basically done something we haven't seen a team do yet on Faro, and that is ignore the bottom of the map. They sent the Hayate down there, they capped it, and they're pulling him out immediately. Everybody else is hanging around A and B. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And I am dumb because I have not transitioned to the game. God, I am stupid.
Oh, no.
Literally, we're reading lineups, and I looked over, and we're still looking at the game.
We're doing it radio.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. Well. They'll get it now.
But yeah, so it's just San Martin, Montana by itself. Both teams really ignoring the home cap area, and instead they're taking the long trip, showing broadside in the process to get to A, including both battleships for BGU.
All right. Well, that's my fault for not paying attention to OBS. I guess that's what I get for it being day 2.
Too many
tabs.
tabs.
So let's go back here. Let's go back here and look at the lineup since I apparently fail at showing you all of that. It is curious to me to see the Yoshino and the Sevastopol. Like, that is just bizarro. And, of course, as we were saying, the Hayate runs down south, picks up C, and then immediately heading back toward mid. They've got all this firepower lurking behind A and B, and none of it near the caps, really, Zaf.
Yeah.
Feels like BGU's taking a long time.
Yeah, I think they're almost afraid to commit and lose a ship early. You can see Dana Loves is currently being targeted by just about anybody who can shoot him. So they're like, hey, that guy that's way off there in the distance, go shoot him.
I mean, he'll take some damage, but is he going to take... Oh, well, I was going to say he's not going to take catastrophic damage, but somebody just thumped him pretty good.
Well, yeah, you got 2 battleships plus cruisers hitting him. I mean, the mosquito bites do add up after a while, I suppose.
They do eventually, I suppose.
So Sevastopol, it's got that long duration heal. It's got an engine boost. It's got these very wonky feeling turrets.
You get the sense that Reg has figured out that the C cap is free right now, Zap? Look at the Colbert and San Martin.
Well, that's Cowboy, and Cowboy is a bit of a destroyer enjoyer. And so, absolutely, he's got radiolocation, and he's currently in the middle of the map. Now, if you're radiolocation and you're in the middle of the map, and it's not pointing in the direction of your C-cap or the exact flank, I mean, you got to be scratching your head saying, where the hell is the enemy?
Yeah. I mean, we're used to seeing Cowboy in a gearing. Like, that's probably the most common ship we see him play.
Oh, yes. So, it just feels so odd. And look, you got Inahu...
Yeah.
In the Yoshino, cosplaying as a Russian cruiser, as a Soviet cruiser. He doesn't have radar.
This is not how I would position a Yoshino, to put it lightly. Yoshino wants to be open water, and she wants to be moving. Her armor scheme can't stand up to the kind of stationary fire that most Russian cruisers can. The Sevastopol up north, already in trouble. That's Borges, and of course, Sevastopol has that weird, long, slow heel.
Yeah.
That makes it incredibly vulnerable to focus fire, which of course is exactly the sort of thing you see in this tournament.
And he hasn't even used it yet. There we go. Here's the thing about Sevastopol. If you're going to play Sevastopol, as soon as you start taking damage, you hit the heel.
Punch the button. Yeah, it takes like 90 seconds. As long as they can continue to focus you, like you're in trouble, right?
Yeah, it's such an odd choice. And then, yeah, the Yoshino, it wants to kite away. It's not. It's forced straight in front. As a matter of fact, he's kind of coming off that island now. No, he's backing up a little. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Cowboys Kleber into C-Cap. You have to remember, this is a legendary module Kleber. He is not as detectable as a traditional Kleber. He actually either outspots or has similar detection to that Hayate. And so they're going to have a much harder time picking him up without radar. And that is way back with Divix's Des Moines back there.
Now, keep in mind, in order to do that, he is trading his gun reload, which doesn't matter if he's not shooting his guns.
Doesn't matter if he's not shooting. Exactly. And right now, they've given up the B cap, but pushed up to grab C, despite the 5 BGU ships in the immediate area.
That's right. The Sevastopol and Kurfürst for BGU have decided that they want to go sightseeing. They're going to try to get to the glacier or something, I suppose. I mean, look at where they are in this corner. They want to try to hit Man with an Arc 7 Salem.
Oh! Inaho's Yoshino just takes a massive hit there from the Montana because you're a Yoshino broadside to a battleship.
And he's on the other side of the Shimakaze smoke. It's kind of like, hey, can you smoke me? Sure. Okay, cool. I'll just not use it.
Raphael's gearing, trying desperately to edge out of Game Things Moskva radar with his what little health he has left. He's right on the line. It's not going to matter. He can't quite manage it.
Yep. 2 quick kills. Yoshino goes down again. This time the Montana salvo.
Yeah. Yoshino is, I mean, let's see. He was, hang on a minute. He was less than 10 kilometers from the Montana when Sporkhead wiped him out. So, again, I come back to that is not how you position a Yoshino.
No, absolutely not. Very, very odd to see this game playing out the way it is.
Yeah, right now, BGU, just nothing really working for them. Unable to get into the A cap. They've lost a destroyer on this flank. They spent a long time. They did manage to grab B. They now have a cap advantage, but they're down 2 ships. They are way down on health, almost 100,000 points. If I'm Reg, you definitely want to be bringing up. Well, they've got to focus out the Petro. Once they can focus out the Petro, A is free basically, and nothing can stop it.
Right. Now Lobatso is going to keep on backing up, try to limit who can shoot him. I say that as he pulls forward. He's
just there. He's here to defy your expectations, Zaf. That's all it's about.
Yes. Well,
you know, this Gdansk fire going in on him, all of these shells, because he's Russian, they're all shatters.
Of course.
He finally does bag a stern fire that Lobatso puts right out. That's an interesting kind of meta engagement, right? If you're the Gdansk, you can't hardly do anything to that guy.
Nope, but instead he's just going to waste his smoke in the process, so whatever.
Well, he's trying, right? He's keeping him distracted while the Grozovoy moves up. Lobatso's out of radars. I'm not even sure why you're leaving him there at this point. He can't possibly defend the cap.
Nikolai's
going to burn out.
That's the penalty of taking that unique upgrade. You lose one of each consumable.
You lose cards of the consumable. Yeah. Yeah.
So
well, they lose the Kurfürst before they lose the Sevastopol, Zath. I wouldn't have put money on that.
Well, Sevastopol is currently taking a victory lap. He turned all the way back. He healed up, and now he's coming right back for more punishment.
Yep. Down 3 caps, down 3 ships. This does not look good for BGU, to put it lightly.
New.
As the Des Moines Divix takes a massive hit.
That was the Montana again. That was Sporkhead.
Yep. Sporkhead doing amazing work with those Montana guns. In fact, here comes another salvo. Divix seems completely unaware this salvo is coming in. It's a little behind him. And through, you know, I don't know, a little luck maybe, he manages to not die.
Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm reading chat from 5 minutes ago, and they're waiting to get surrounded so they can shoot their way out. Yes.
There it is. There's the Montana salvo that just wipes him out. I was about to make a comment about fate protecting fools, children, and ship named Des Moines, but it didn't in that instance.
Yeah, Sporkhead was waiting for the trick shot over the island. He wasn't about to just kill him in open water.
Nah, it's too easy. He's got to make it look. He's got to make it look like a challenge.
That's right. Well, speaking of challenging, Labatzo backing up far enough to get broadside to the Des Moines.
Yeah, he's reversed way too far now. I will say we saw this last game with the San Martin, right? Like the islands up here provide good cover until you're pushed too far back, and then it's like, nope, somebody's probably got your broadside from there.
There's Cowboy doing the Kleber thing because you got torpedoes. Might as well use them. That was Shimakaze in smoke, oldest trick in the book.
Wow. Sort of all over with the crying here. There's no way BGU is getting back into this game at this stage.
I'm watching Sporgus. He puts his fancy slow heel and takes a torp.
Double fire and the flood and more torpedoes. That's over.
Man, I wish I would have waited for this game to do my prediction so I could put that the Sevastopol has the lowest win rate.
I should have thought of that. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't either.
I think I put Des Moines on mine.
I thought surely nobody's gonna play Sevastopol.
I think I just put Des Moines for like everything. I was like, Des Moines is the most picked, the most banned,
most popular,
the highest win rate, the highest loss rate. Like everybody takes a Des Moines on their chips or on their team, right?
Look at Worley. Look at Worley. He's going for the hero plays. He's gonna try torping the Montana. Nope, he's gonna drift into a Kleber torpedo.
No!
And that seals the deal for him.
Goodness gracious.
And I've got a death pick.
A flawless victory here for Reg on Faroe Islands. Just wow, that was brutal. That was brutal.
I dare say it was a masterclass in winning.
I don't think I could have gone that far. I don't think I would say that actually, but definitely a really, really good showing from those guys.
They put themselves up in really good situations. BGU had felt like they weren't quite sure what to do with some of their ships. They all decided to go for one cap, and then once they got to that spot, they just kind of fizzled about a bit. And well, we see what happened.